This is not a normal clothing website. The clothes look like the clothes that I was buying for my Sims. We are about to spend $400 on clothes created using AI. This hat made me laugh. I am sorry to say that I'm obsessed with this. Companies in all different industries are jumping to find a use for artificial intelligence tools, and it's starting to make online shopping confusing. So let's see what shows up in the mail. Oh boy, okay. Let's see what's going on in here. In the last year, AI shopping tools have been everywhere. eBay sellers can auto-generate product descriptions. Amazon promises its AI Fit feature will help you find the right size for clothing. And Shopify, which is an e-com giant, has rolled out AI tools to edit images and write website copy. Levi's even experimented with AI models in order to, quote, increase diversity, without actually hiring diverse models. They sort of apologized for it, but it signaled a trend that was growing. Companies say these new tools will benefit shoppers and merchants. And the thinking is that if an AI tool can predict your size, for example, you wouldn't have to order multiples. Or if eBay listings have more details generated using AI, you, the shopper, would have more information to figure out if you want to buy something. On the seller's side, the idea is that the AI tools help businesses scale up, produce marketing materials, and offer customers a more accurate, more seamless shopping experience. We wanted to test this promise that AI could improve how we shop, and the best way to do that is to actually buy things. One company bragging about its use of artificial intelligence is a brand called Finesse, which sells trendy clothing that looks straight out of my Instagram feed. And in fact, it probably is. Finesse, which launched in 2021, claims to be the first AI-driven fashion house using proprietary AI algorithms to spot trends and produce exactly the right amount of products, therefore avoiding overproduction. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with this. Sadly, it's out of stock. Which doesn't really make sense. Like, if their whole thing is that they can predict exactly how many people want it, I'm curious why it would even be out of stock, but whatever. The company scrapes social media and comment sections to gauge an item's popularity, and this digital-first design philosophy driven by big data really jumps out when you're scrolling the site. These just get, I feel like the more I scroll, the crazier these things get. I noticed tons of products I had definitely seen before. A nearly exact replica of one of Taylor Swift's Grammy dresses, outfits by independent designers that went viral on TikTok or Instagram, and even copies of famous vintage pieces that would cost tens of thousands of dollars. Finesse is selling my Instagram feed right back to me. If the Finesse designs look unreal, it's because most of them aren't actual photos of clothing items. They're 3D digital renderings. Finesse produces one physical sample for its items that is reviewed in person and virtually. Spokesperson Nancy Yang told me in an email that unless there's a production issue with that sample, every design is pushed to be manufactured to purchase. This seam is crooked, and this is the digital mock-up. I don't really know how the digital version of the garment could screw up the seam and sew it so crooked. Normally, fashion brands like Gap or Nike make multiple physical mock-ups of the clothes they're going to produce, and then test them with models for fit, fabric, and other details. If they like the mock-up, they will go into full production. Oscar de la Renta, for example, which makes the original Taylor Swift Grammys dress, tweaks designs until they are just right. Finesse told Forbes that it skips the traditional process of producing multiple prototypes and instead designs digitally. Finesse has customers vote on designs and then reviews a physical sample produced at one of their overseas factories and approves it virtually and in person. Skipping that detailed fitting process seems like a big risk, and personally, I'm skeptical that well-fitting clothes can be made almost entirely digitally. Finesse is far from the only retailer that uses AI in its production process. On Instagram, where I get a lot of knitting and crafting ideas, my Explore page is littered with pictures of crochet inspiration. And to me, it's clear that the images are AI generated. Oh my god, yeah, yeah. On DoorDash, restaurants use images of dishes that are clearly AI generated. This cheese looks like silly string, and something's going on with this bread up here. I would not order there. On Amazon, I found a whole cottage industry of knitting books for pet clothes. That cat is not real, the hat is not real. They're all really cute, but this is not a real cat. That hasn't stopped people from buying them though. On platforms like Etsy, which promotes handmade indie items, some merchants are selling knitting and crochet patterns for objects that clearly do not exist in real life. But not everyone sees this. Under every post, there are people asking how they can buy the item or the design. Though you might be able to tell when something is synthetic, AI-generated images and other content is fooling people, slotted between real content on platforms customers trust. Oh, 15 minutes, here it is. Look what arrived. As it says, it's here, boots. First up, we have kind of like the control. It's like something that we thought would be pretty straightforward. I will be right back. This is the most normal thing that by far the most normal thing. In terms of overall construction, I mean, again, it's like pretty standard fast fashion quality, I would say. The stitching is like pulling apart a bit. Like if you pull apart the seam right there, I mean, it's knit, so it kind of warps it anyways, but it is pretty much exactly what we ordered. So I would say this is a pretty good like baseline. These are white detachable boots, so you can like take the leg part off and then wear them as ankle boots. Calling these boots is being very generous. The buckle stuff is right where you're bending your knee. This actually feels like how AI would design a boot that is like convertible without really understanding how like human anatomy works. They do not feel sturdy at all. 2 thumbs down. Can they execute something that is a little more complicated, that has different elements to it and different textures? We'll see. So I put a pair of black tights on underneath the skirt. It was so sheer that we just wanted to put something underneath. At the bottom, there are all these like loose threads. This is fast fashion, Shein, Temu quality, AliExpress. Oh boy. Okay, so I'll try it on and see what's going on here. Otherwise, no promises that I will emerge because this might be not the vibe. We'll see. Okay. I'll explain what's bad about it in a minute. It's just, I have it on, but it's a no. The main problem is that it's extremely uncomfortable and does not stay up. Just the overall fit of this is exactly why you test this with real humans, where you get prototypes and you get samples and you work with people. Maybe there's a photo that this dress would look good in, but if you saw it in person, I think the illusion immediately fades. It might be time for Taylor Swift. A straight up copy of a dress she wore to the Grammys several years ago. We have this enormous coat that I'm gonna put on over it. We'll see if I can actually come outside, because this has been clearly an issue with these clothes. It's like they are unwearable in the presence of coworkers. The coat is pretty fun, I will say. This is what the fur collar looks like on this 3D rendered digital image. It just looks furrier. And this is not what people are getting in the mail. They're getting this. So I think there's a pretty big difference. I'll say it's one of the most uncomfortable dresses I've ever put on my body. Every time I look at it, there's more little threads coming undone. And this is like, we have not even stepped out of my house. Okay, so these flowers, they are just kind of floppy there. Like they're not tacked back, which I think is not totally obvious in the image on the website. I'm not really sure like the psychology behind making something that it looks so similar, but then is so noticeably worse. So we have all of our Finesse stuff. There were some okay things, a lot of flops, and we're gonna try to resell them using these AI tools that sellers often use. I'm going to create an account on this website called Pebblely, and it basically takes a product image and puts it on different backgrounds, different models, all using AI. Next, we're going to get some flat lay images of the clothes that we're going to try to resell, and then we will put it into Pebblely and generate some AI models and put the clothes on them. Okay, black hair, beautiful female model posing in jeans. Okay, we're going to generate. Oh no, Pebblely, what did you do? What did you do to this poor lady? Also, it said pose her in jeans. Where are the jeans? There's nothing here. What's going on? Pebblely is struggling a little bit, so I'm gonna give Pebblely maybe a different picture that it is not confused by. Okay, it took the picture. I'm just gonna randomize the features again. Chinese, blonde, neutral expression, female, and then I'm gonna just say black pants. She has 3 arms, and we will use it on our eBay listing. She has fully 3 arms. We're gonna use those on eBay and then also do AI generated product descriptions. Red turtleneck sweater. So we generated an AI product description, and this is what eBay gave us. While eBay's AI text generator adds more words to the product description, it doesn't actually say anything that would be useful to the buyer. They're just fluff filler words like the color or how well it will go with a skirt and pants. If I were the buyer, I'd probably be annoyed with my purchase, and maybe the item would end up returned after all. All right, here we have it. So we have two AI women wearing sort of the sweater. Didn't really work. And then we have a flat lay of the sweater. And then if we scroll down, we have this description that is generated by AI. There's no indication on eBay's part that this is an AI description, which you might feel like it's a little misleading. And now it's live and you can bid on it starting at $6. So did AI make my shopping experience better? In the case of Finesse, at least, the items arrived quickly and safely and resembled what I saw on the website, mostly. But when I shop, I'm looking for things that are well made. It doesn't really seem like AI made these products better. They're just faster to produce and sell. We'll undoubtedly see more AI content online going forward, but there's already a lot of it floating around, even if we don't realize it. From now on, we'll need to be extra cautious as we shop online to make sure we know exactly what we're buying. I took the dress and I wanted product images and said, put it outdoors. This is what they've given me. It's in the snow. Another one, they put it on a rock. It appears to be on a lollipop stick. Okay, then they put it on a tree. Okay, this isn't helpful for my business.